Afternoon, back again with some more Game Jam 192 streaming. If you're interested in joining the jam, there's a link in the description to it. Still got about 6 days left of it, so plenty of time. Anyone wants to join still. Today I'm going to be working on an octopus enemy for the game. I've got the basic animation in position, so it's got to be a case of just doing all the shading, adding the details, some eyes to it and things. I was thinking originally red, but I think I'm going to go with this greeny colour that I started shading this face frame in with. So I'm going to get all the base shading in. I'll add all the highlights first and then go through and put all the shadows in. Let's go through and fill them all in green. Might be the odd little point that I can't get with a flood fill, but yep, one there. I'll just fill all the back legs in with this darker. Hi Sticks, how you doing? Octopus looking good. Yeah, I've just been working on it this morning, just using a silhouette to get the animation right before I start putting any details in. Probably not going to be streaming for that long this afternoon, maybe an hour and a half, but I'm not going to have a chance later, so I'll be watching the football. How's your new game coming on? Again, I'm just going to use 3 colours for the shading on the octopus. Seems to be working out quite well on the other pieces of art. Now while you're there, I'll show you the player character now. He's got his purple wetsuit with little flippers. And got all the animations done out of the water as well. Not 100% happy with how he walks, but with the flippers. But I've made the sharks slightly smaller, so I can have them swimming on 2 different levels that you have to avoid. That's a bit more work that I got done last night. Slowly, so many variables. Are you going to be streaming this afternoon at some point? Yeah, trying to get all the numbers stuff out of the way so I can do some of the graphics on stream. Yeah, that's why I decided to stream now. I wasn't going to stream this afternoon, but I thought I'm doing this octopus stuff, so it's something that is quite easy and simple to stream. Just seemed a perfect point to... I've eaten my Easter eggs, so nothing else to do today now. Tequila the Great, hi, how are you doing? Thanks for dropping by. Just doing a bit of work on a game jam that I've entered, Game Jam 192. I'm just making an animation of an octopus at the minute. Got the animation done, I'm just doing the shading now. And once I've done that, I'll give it some eyes, which I'll probably have opening and shutting through the animation. How's everybody's Sundays going today? Up to anything exciting? What's the theme? The theme is the water levels are rising. I don't know whether you were here when I quickly showed the game earlier, but the game's basically set on a sunken ship where the water level's risen. I'm probably got to do it so it's only half filled at the beginning of the level, and then it will rise through the game. But there's got to be some broken pipes, which you'll pick up and put on the corresponding place. Once those are fixed, this is a pump, it doesn't really look like one. That'll be activated and it'll drain the water from the ship and you'll move on to the next level. There's got to be enemies like these sharks, which you'll have to avoid while you're swimming around looking for the pipes. The octopus that I'm working on now, I'm planning on putting in this flooded lift shaft, just going up and down in there. I'm going to try and add a load more enemies in. But the base mechanics of the game are all in place, so I'm just got to be concentrating on the art for the next day or two. I'm using Construct 3 for this game jam. Are you a game dev, Tequila? If so, what engine do you use? I tend to use Construct 3, and I'm also using Godot as well for my main project at the moment, which has got quite a few devlogs on my channel on a game called Ghost Blaster. Yeah, I use Godot. Do you use it for 2D or 3D or a bit of both? I tend to just work in 2D, but... Hi Comet Arts, how are you doing? Yeah, you're a Godot developer as well, aren't you, Comet Arts? Definitely an engine that's getting more popular, I think. Just so nice and lightweight and doesn't take long to load. Don't feel like you got a load of his stuffers that you're loading that you're never going to use. A bit like some of the engines. But I do like Construct 3 for some 2D quick game jam games. I use Godot for 2D and 3D. Currently making a retro FPS game. Oh, that's cool. What sort of, like, Doom style? The original Doom, that type of thing? Oh, yeah, Doom style. Yeah, someone else who's been watching some of my streams, he's making a retro Doom style game that's looking good as well. I think he's using Unity though. I've used Godot since version 2 was released, so about 3 years. Yeah, I tried Godot about 2.5 years ago for a few weeks and didn't go any further with it. Been using it for my main project since about September of last year, so relatively new to Godot, but I'm enjoying it so far. Original Doom, yeah. I love that game. Played it so much when it first came out. It's one of those games that seems to get ported to every single type of platform that comes out, whether it's old, new. I'm trying some different music out for the stream today as well, because the rock playlist that I've been playing, it says there's a couple of 100 tracks in it, but it seems to only ever play about the same 7 or 8, so I've got a bit fed up of them, so we've not got the usual rock tracks today. Comet Arts, I finished what I was working on stream yesterday, the animations for the player, they're all done now, so I finished them off stream, so I've got the swimming in there now and the flippers added to all the scenes, so Only thing, when you have such narrow sort of things like tentacles, they can end up just looking a little bit too stripy if I put too much shading in. Actually, don't like that little bit there that I've got. It could do with just coming out a little bit more. Yeah, that looks a little bit better. Godot should make a mouse-free type of thing, because zipping across the screen is not as fun as it sounds. Not sure what you mean there. The Godot makes mouse-free type of thing, because zipping across the screen. Green squid. It's meant to be an octopus, but not too sure. It's a sea creature. Where you only use the keyboard. Oh, right, yeah, I get what you mean. Yeah, that would be good. Later, I'm going to learn about 3D modelling for another game I'm making as well. Cheers for dropping by, Dakila. I'll hopefully catch you again in one of my streams, and if you like what I'm doing, just hit the subscribe button, please. think once I've done the octopus, I'm probably going to work on drawing the pipes for the game. I think that'll be next thing to draw. I've been subscribed since seeing you go shoot a devlog. Alright, cheers, thanks for that, Tequila. Getting there now with this shading. Yeah, that's looking quite nice. Quite pleased with how this is coming out. A couple of lighter bits just on the ends of these back tentacles. Leave that because that'll probably be quite dark with it being quite narrow. Right, so we've got the basic animation going there. I'm quite happy with how that's coming. So let's add another layer and then I'll get some eyes added in. Do it in another layer, and then if I break anything it doesn't mess it all up. One-eyed or two-eyed? I think I'm going to give it two eyes. Should I go with a normal white eye or some weird colour? Let's try a blue. think I'm going to go for one eye. There's not that much space, so yeah, that's roughly central. Yeah, I think I'll go with the one big eye. Yeah, quite like that colour for the eye. I think I might use that. Yeah, why not? A slight bit of extra shadow under that eye there. Yeah, I think that colour eye will work. What I'm going to do is copy that eye to them all, and then let's think, where will I want it closed? On which frame? I think I may make it blink on these last few frames when it sort of stretches. I think on 7, 8 and 9 I'll have the eye closed fully on 8. And the same size on pretty much all the other frames. Right, let's play that through and see if it's sort of right positioned. Yeah, that seems to move quite naturally with the octopus. So what I'll do now is I think just close it fully on frame 8. So we'll give it a green eyelid. Maybe just leave it very slightly open. And then on these other 2 frames either side, I'll have it half shut. Just put a slight highlight just on the brow. Hi Nicky Nick, welcome to the stream. Let's copy that eye to the frame before. Let's have a quick look how that's looking. I think it could possibly do with a little bit of an eyelid on the other frames as well, at least the ones before. Not sure whether that's looking a little bit weird. Not 100% happy with how that eye's looking. Don't know whether it might be better doing the eye closing when it's squashed as opposed to when it's starting moving up. I'm going to duplicate that layer with the eye on it and just swap these about a bit and see what it looks like on in different places. So I've currently got 8 as when it's closed. I'm going to change 3 to be the one that's got it closed. Which means then I will change 8 to that one. copy that from there, and that will be on this frame and frame 4. Again, we'll copy the full eye onto 7 and 8, 7 and 9, sorry. And we'll also copy it to this one and 6. And then 1, we shall give it this dark colour there, along with 5. Right, let's see what that looks like. I want to use this little octopus in my game. It's going in a game jam game that I'm working on. I am thinking once I've done this game though, I may put an art pack together and pop it up on itch. So if you keep a check on that in the coming few weeks, there could be an art pack which up there which has this. My name's Frozen Well on itch as well. You can find links to it on my YouTube page. So which eye do I like best? Anybody in chat got any preferences? Do you like this version, one of the eyes shutting when it starts going up? Or version 2, this one, when it sort of shuts on its way down? I think I'm going to go with the original one. Nicky, I don't know whether you've been here when this is a game that I'm making, so I'm planning on putting an asset pack together that'll have things like the swimmer, the sharks, and whatever else I draw for this game, and I'll pop it as a pack on each. Right, so let's export this as a sprite sheet. I've got 10 frames, so save that as a PNG. And then let's load that into Construct. We've got to go. Had fun watching. Thanks for stopping by again, Comet Arts. I probably won't be streaming again today. I'm hoping to stream most days this coming week to get this game finished. So if you fancy dropping by, it'd be good to have you. Right, let's set this to a bounding box and apply it to the whole animation. Let's just have a look at these frames. I'm going to make it a bit smaller because it doesn't need to be that big for most of the I'm also playing games with the C3 engine. Do you like it? I've been using Construct for about 7 years now. I started off using Construct 2 and then swapped to Construct 3 when that came out. I really like it. It's such a good, quick 2D engine. Are you working on any particular game at the moment? Nicky, sorry. Let's have a look at that in all the frames. Probably get away with maybe that a little bit smaller. Right, that'll do for that. Let's check my enemies. Let's just check what that looks like now the game's running. So we've got another enemy there now. We've got the octopus. So with a bounding... Right, I need to set that animation on a loop. Always something I forget to do. Probably make that a little bit faster. Yeah, that looks about right. Yeah, I'm quite pleased with how that's come out. I've just got to change the code. Instead of just on collision with the box, I've got to do it like I've done with the shark, where it tests its overlapping at an offset. That'll get rid of that where occasionally, depending on the animation frame, it was overlapping the solid at the top. And then we'll do the same, but plus 10. And we'll set moving up to true. So it'll look the same when the game's played. It'll just mean that it turns slightly before it hits that top bit. Right, so that's that implemented. Next up, I think we'll have a look at maybe making a start on the pipes. So that's the enemy sword, yeah. 16 by 16 for the pipes I'm going to make, I think. Load my palette in using the Journey palette. Just get an outline done first of all for these pipes. Might end up making these bigger eventually, but I think to begin with, just getting the rough shapes in place. Probably use these as placeholders to begin with. Right, so the end of the pipes. Just thinking whether I should be doing these 32 by 32. Let's have a look at my game world. Yeah, that's 32 high, so that's 64. Yeah, I think I'm going to change and do these pipes a bit bigger as they're one of the main parts of the game, so we'll change them to 32 by 32. Yeah, that's going to be a lot better. Make them wider like I did the other one. Right, what colours shall I use for these pipes? Should plan things more before I start doing things, but I got the octopus done a lot quicker than I thought I was going to. It's not looking right. Yeah, that's looking better. Right. Hi, Tequila, you're back. I finished off the octopus. I don't think I'd finished that when you went. I'm just looking at creating the pipes at the minute. I'm just trying to get the curves looking right. I think that looks about right. My laptop's fan isn't working, so it overheats quickly. That's not a good thing, because laptops do tend to get very hot. You know, I had an old laptop and the fan worked, but it didn't seem to, it got extremely hot still. Right, so that should be all the pipe piece I need. I'll just rotate these and then do the shading on each one individually. Right, let's choose what colour to do these pipes. Let's have a look at my game and quite a lot of browns. Something got quite a lot of blue when the water comes in. So, what colour shall I go with? I think I'm going to go with this sort of colour. Yeah, that should stand out quite nicely. Right. Start on the straight one. What I'm going to do is cheat a bit, I think, to get the shading done. From that to that. Then we'll get the fill. I'll just make these a slightly different colour, and then I'll sort of show you what I'm going to do to cheat. actually well. Sort of gives me a start for the shading anyway. I'm not totally happy with how that's turned out, but I thought it might work better. It's all looking good. I'm away, catching a bit. Cheers, Sticks. Are you streaming now or? Hey, dude, thought you weren't going to get much done on this today. Yeah, I didn't think I would. I've just finished doing an octopus. So he's in the game now. And I got the player finished, Josh, as well. FYI, do the end cap shadows should be 1 pixel down. Let's have a look. Just show you the player and then I'll have a look at that. So I've got the player now, full swimming animations going, the idle swim and the walking, jumping, falling. We've got the little octopus in the game as well. So end cap. Oh, you mean the differences, how that's serving? Is that what you mean, Josh? Gradients aren't cheating. No, they're not. That doesn't actually look as good as I wanted it to anyway, so I think I'm just got to get rid of those for now. That octopus looks amazing. Thanks a lot, Josh. Yeah, spent most of the morning getting just the animation looking right, so I just did the silhouette and then just on stream just coloured it in basically. We added that, then the eye after that. I'm not so sure whether I like that colour I'm using for this. Now the left-right shadows on the thicker parts would be underneath. Yeah, I'd just put those in purely as just quickly to do this fill gradient, because if not it'd have done it on these sections as well, so I just quickly put 2 lines down. They won't be staying there. Yeah, what you're meaning, they should be down there. I'm deliberating too much over the colour choice for a pipe. I know I've used these colours for the octopus, but I think I'm going to use them for the pipe as well because I like them. Get rid of that lot. Yeah, I'll show you what I meant, Josh, why I did that before I actually get doing something productive. That. So if I'd not had those dark lines there, it does it down the whole lot. So that's the reason that I pop those in. Yeah, if I do it that way, it adds a load of different shades into the pixels. Right, I'm just going to do it by hand. You're an amateur man, it's understandable. Yeah. Wouldn't it be like that though? It's still cylindrical at the end. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. I'm shading that as if it's a square, aren't I? Yeah, I'll change that in a minute. I'm glad you're here keeping me right, Josh. I'm doing these a bit not totally regular sort of things so that it's got the effect of it being a bit corroded, the pipe, and a bit not uniform. Probably just off centre they'll be a bright a bit, so I'll blend those in and not totally happy with this. It'll do for now. Let's have a look. I feel petulant as fuck, to be honest, given how accomplished you are at this. What do I know? Oh no, I'd just gone into the zone of just sticking edges on like I've been doing on a few things on the game, and you're totally right, it is that cylindrical as well, not a square. I honestly love how loose it is. For some reason it adds to the underwater vibe as well. Yeah, that's what I thought. bit of a corroded pipe. I know it's only just recently gone underwater, but how's your game coming on, Josh? Have you got much done on it today? Give these pipes the normal lines outline that I've give stuff. Never use black to outline any of my sprites. I always go for a darker shade of what the actual pixel art is. Black can be a little bit harsh, really, and when will the game be released to Google Store? I don't know whether it ever will, Nicky Nick, to be honest. It's just a jam game. I may work on it more after. But like I was saying earlier, I think probably what I'll do, I may put the assets up for sale on Itch instead. Been meaning to put some assets on there for a while, so quite happy with how these are going. So I'm spending a bit more time on them than I probably would normally on a jam game, with the hope of them being worth selling on Itch. Got to keep that highlight line solid on the bottom like I have on the pipe there. The green looks like it's a caustic light from above. Yeah, very cool pipe you got there, mate. Cheers, Tequila. Looks like it has a lot of algae on it, which looks very cool. Yeah, it's just... I initially started using these sort of browny, orangey tones, but I just didn't like how it was going, so... Should help with the water effect when I add that as well. A design phase right now, since I want to start blocking out the gameplay loop, not put anything new in art content wise. Did you get the thing fixed where it wasn't subdividing the mesh when it was running? Really not happy with how much I got done in the opening hours, though. I'm really happy, sorry. Yeah, you'd got tons done. Looking really impressive, that you showed me last night. I'm waiting to see the little character you made, Josh, that's sitting in the boat, because your 3D characters you do are amazing, so I'm hoping you do some really cool character like normal. That's looking quite good. I'm quite pleased with how that's coming out. Yeah, we'll go with that for now. I think it'll probably work just rotated as well. I don't think I'm going to have to hopefully redraw the shadows for the vertical pipes. It'll work, but I need to flip it the other way. Yeah, I think I can probably get away without redrawing that. Just add the shadows there because they'll be slightly more from the top. Probably catch the light slightly more on this top edge. I haven't looked back at that, to be honest. Like I said last night, I kind of live with it. Yeah, it wasn't really noticeable. It's only when you pointed it out you could sort of see it. I'll put it in the minor fixes list for Thursday. Looks great, man. Way better than the quick way. Yeah, I would try to rush it, and sometimes that works, but it's just a bit too uniform sometimes. Right. I'm going to cheat on this a bit though. At the end of the day, it's a game, jam game. I don't need to reinvent the wheel with it. Saved a little bit of time there. Right. Nobody saw me cut and paste those anyway. Probably only got to do about another 10 minutes and then it's probably all I'm going to have time for, so I'll just try and get this done and then the only things with drawing on diagonals in pixel art, you often get them where you get these really diagonals which just look really harsh. To me, sometimes just break the whole illusion of it. So try and avoid where possible, like doing rows of diagonal sprites. Here there's too many, just one long diagonal line, it starts to lose its organicness. Right, a little bit of shadowing up this top end. Probably have to maybe redraw some of this instead of just rotating it a bit. Probably get away with left and right, but no. Yeah, it's not looking too bad. Just duplicate that. Yeah, I think I can get away with that one. I think it's just when I rotate it, I'll probably... Yeah, I'm going to have to reshade this to bring that highlight up. And then I'll probably be able to get away with just flipping this one as well. thought I've messed all that up. I've not put my dark shadow, the darkest colour at the bottom. Thought it was still looking a bit off, but that's why. Straighten this bit up here. A little bit more of that colour up here. Right, just flip this bit here. And I'm just going to flip all this section here. Flip horizontal. So I should have done that with that one because I've still got all the other shading. So flip that back vertical, and then we'll select all this and flip that vertically. Now we've got the dark shading, it's all in the right places now. So we'll create another copy of that cell. So we've got vertical and horizontal pipes, and we've got curved ones for each. I'll need to do probably some like T-junction ones, possibly. And I'm going to do ones so that they're not visible in the corridors. I'll show you what I mean. So the pipes are going to run in these sort of floor spaces and wall spaces, so if I need them to go across the corridor, I'll have it sort of disappear down into the background and then pop back out on this side, so I'll need to draw some for those. But I think I'm going to call that it for today. So thanks everyone for stopping by. It's been another great stream. If anyone wants to carry on watching some development for Game Jam 192, Styx Media is currently streaming on Twitch. So if you want to hop over to Twitch and watch what he's up to, just search Styx Media.